episode of Wisdom Wednesday, where our goal is to help you elevate your game off the floor as well as on the floor. My name is Edwin Glosson. I'm a player development specialist for Elevation Athletics. This week, I want to talk to you all about setting goals. The high school season just finished. State championships are just now wrapped up. For you middle school athletes that are watching this, your middle school seasons have ended. Club season's now beginning to start. It's never too early to start thinking about next year and the type of impact that you hope to make for your school team. So that's why this week I want to talk to you about setting goals. When it comes to setting goals, it makes me think about when I was a high school coach. After every season, never fail, I would have at least a few athletes ask me, hey coach, what do I need to do to get better? And those are good questions, and you should always want to talk to your coach and get feedback from your coach. But that's a very broad question. Remember, last week we talked about ownership. And if you have ownership in your game, you should constantly be evaluating your game and having an idea of some specific things that you want to address to improve your game so that you can make a bigger impact for your team. So when I think of goals, I think of Paul J. Meyer's book, Attitude is Everything, where he talks about setting SMART goals. Now the word SMART is broken down into an acronym. S standing for specific, M standing for measurable, A standing for attainable, R standing for realistic or relevant, and T standing for timely. And let's break that down. So when you're looking to set SMART goals, and one of those, the S in that is setting a specific goal. Okay, so for example, I want to be a better shooter. Okay, let's get more specific. I want to be a better free throw shooter. In fact, I want to shoot 75% from the free throw line. All right, now that's a specific goal. You also want to make sure your goals are measurable. I want to be a better shooter. I want to be a better three-point shooter. I want to shoot over 30% from the three-point line or 40% from the three-point line for the season. That's measurable. You can measure that. You can look at the percentages, your percentage of your three-point shots that you made and missed, and figure out your three-point percentage for the season. Next, you want to make sure that goal is attainable, okay? I want to shoot, or I want to make 500 threes a day. Well, depending on your schedule and depending on your shooting form and where you are as a shooter, that may or may not be attainable. So you want to make sure that that goal is attainable. It needs to be challenging, but it needs to be realistic and attainable so that you can continue to climb those steps and become the shooter or the player that you ultimately want to be. So for example, an attainable goal, I want to shoot at least 50 shots a day. Okay, that might be attainable based on your schedule. And if you reach that goal, you can always change it. All right, that seemed pretty realistic. I want to make 25 threes, 25 baseline short corner jump shots, and 20 elbow jump shots on either side. That might be attainable, and if you attain that goal, you can then raise those number of shots so that you continue to challenge yourself. Next, you want to make sure that goal is realistic or relevant, okay? So, an example, I want to play for Kentucky, or I want to play in the NBA. I want to be an NBA All-Star. Those are great goals. Not trying to crush anybody's dreams and saying that those aren't realistic goals, but depending on where you are on your basketball journey, you want to make sure that goal is relevant to where you are right now. So if you're in 7th grade and you're watching this, maybe your goal should be to, I want to become a better ball handler. I want to be able to go left and go right, be able to finish with my left hand in traffic, to be able to finish with my right hand in contact if I'm a left-hander. I want to be able to change speeds and better handle pressure. I want to be a better free throw shooter. If I'm a post player, I want to be able to begin to play out on the perimeter, so I need to improve my ball handling. Those are goals that are probably relevant as a young player to what's going on in your life and realistic, and then slowly building to that ultimate goal of maybe playing at a Kentucky or playing in the NBA someday. And lastly, you want to make sure set timely goals. So a timely goal, put a date on it, okay? So for example, by the end of the summer, I want to have my in and out crossover down to where I feel comfortable going both ways in my summer league or my club team games. That's a good goal, and you put a time on it, so that gives you like, hey, if I'm going to do that by the end of the summer, that means I've got to put work in every single day, and I need to plan towards that. Maybe it's 10 minutes where I'm working on stationary in and out crossovers, or I'm putting out a chair and I'm in and out crossovers on the move, or making sure to work on those in practice. I set aside time for that, Okay, so those are some examples of goals that you could possibly set. So once again, when you're looking to set SMART goals, you want to make sure they're specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're relevant or realistic to what's going on in your life, timely. So you're setting or putting a time to it. Thanks for tuning into this episode. I'm hoping that you can take something from this that helps you to set SMART goals so that you can take steps forward to being that impact player for your team next season. Good luck.